Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And we love to outsmart each other.
In two-player games.
Especially. Today we're going to be doing a preview of...
Smart Four.
Smart Four!
Yeah.
So this game is published by GiiKER, who helped sponsor today's video.
As you might have guessed, Smart Four is a Connect 4 head-to-head game, but GiiKER's included an AI referee and an AI opponent. But with that out of the way, let's give you a quick overview of how this game works.
As always, you'll begin by setting up. You'll place the board at the center of the table, and one player will play with the white pieces while the other plays with the black. Your goal in this game is to create a line of 4 of your own pieces. This can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal in the flat plane, or in the 3D plane as well, meaning the 4 pieces can be stacked up on top of each other, or even form a diagonal line through the side view. To start the game, you'll press the head-to-head button, indicating you're playing against another player. The board will remind you whose turn it is. On your turn, you'll take a piece and place it in any spot on the board. When doing so, you'll press down to indicate your placement. There's an intelligent referee built into the game, and as soon as one player places their winning move, the board will light up and celebrate your win. The only rule for placement to consider is that the maximum height that pieces can be placed at is 5. Now that's the player versus player mode. There's also 3 modes of solo play in which you play against a robot challenger. You select if you wish to play easy, medium, or master by pressing the buttons at the bottom of the screen. The game is played in the same way, except when it's the robot's turn, an arrow will light up with the color of the corresponding place you will need to place the piece at. Don't worry if you make a mistake in their placement, as the board will notify you so you can make an adjustment and place the piece in the correct position. Again, once you or the robot wins, the board will notify you, at which point you can either choose another mode to play or restart another game by simply pressing one of the 4 buttons at the bottom. And that's Smart Four.
I did it. What a cool little celebration for victory. Alright, let's talk Smart Four. We're gonna do a bit of a preview video for you folks today, give you a sense of what reasons why you might want to check this game out, what really highlighted this game in particular for us, and without further ado, let's get right to it.
I feel like there's a lot of games that have that general Connect 4, Connect 3, that element, and they take the innovative spin on it, and I think this one really elevates it with that artificial intelligence ingrained into the game.
It's very on trend, I would say. Yeah,
nice.
Following everything that's happening like in real world with like ChatGPT and stuff like that, and all the other AIs that are coming out. I think this is very like neat to see it come to life right now.
And I think what it does is really support a lot of those administrative aspects that we sometimes get stuck on in games. Like, oh, whose turn is it? Did you just go? Did I go? Let's count the pieces. Well, we don't need to count the pieces because there's a little arrow. They'll say whose turn it is instead.
Yes. Yeah.
Or because it's 3-dimensional and there's so many ways you can get 4, and I find I lose all the time against the opponent because I just don't see the way that it can connect. The little reminder that says you lost, as hard as it is to hear, it is nice, and I probably wouldn't have even noticed that I lost if I was doing this by myself, because it's hard to do those checks by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ilya said, the administration of this game really shines with that AI robot just being able to tell you whether or not like you've placed a wrong piece when you're playing for the AI, or whether or not like one of you, your opponent, whether that be the AI or another player, has claimed victory, because it can become a lot in one board. That you do have to pay attention to, of course, but at least there's that final touch that tells you truly whether or not the game is ended.
Exactly. I like the idea of giving the AI a name or a personality, and then you're just playing against one of your friends. Well, I think that brings us to a perfect second point, is the solo play in this game. Having the various difficulties to play in this game, and easy difficulty
is actually pretty tough.
It's not the easiest.
Yeah, particularly because you have to initially start playing the game and figure out how it works and the strategy. And when you start dealing with things like stacking, that's where it can become more and more complicated. And you end up figuring out these strategies. So the easy mode, I think, is a very good, although it is tough, it's a very good starting point to figure out how the game works.
Yeah, I think my perception prior to this game was that the easy mode was maybe the AI just randomly putting things and hoping that it works. But it generally it took me, I think, 10 times to win the easy mode. So it is that kind of challenging aspect, and it grows in scales and difficulties. And the master mode is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
You've won the medium mode.
Yeah.
But neither of us have won the master mode. And that was a way for me to say I have not won the medium mode.
Yeah. Which actually brings me to the next point about this game is on top of the scaling difficulty, the games move relatively quickly. And especially when you're playing against the AI, it's interesting that it'll take some time to think about what it needs to do, but really the pace of the game is set by you, and whether or not like you end up making the right moves. It's interesting to see because what you can do is, especially if like you're working from home or maybe you want to bring it into the office, it's a perfect little tool that you can just put out, show everybody, tell everybody how it works, and then be like, hey, like just give it a go for 5 minutes, and that's a break. It's a little like mental push away from something else, and it brings you back to just this simple task of being able to place things, make patterns, but also it's so fast. It's so fast.
It's a good tactile feel as well, because you can easily play something on your phone or do something else. But yeah, having this as like a centerpiece somewhere where you can be like, what's that? And all of a sudden you're switching from the AI mode, you're going to play to player. Let me show you how the game works. Oh no, I have to step away. Try the AI challenge. And it's kind of like that cycle. It can just exist, and everyone can access it at the point where they feel like they want to. And I feel like it is a type of game that would get a lot of plays that way for sure.
And these pieces, they're stackable. So of course they're like, this game becomes relatively portable. It's very fast to move around. This thing is relatively light. If it runs out of energy, you just got to put some more batteries in it.
It does need the two AA batteries. It does
need the two AA's, but like that's nothing. You end up just being able to transport this thing really quickly, really efficiently, play it with anybody really, which brings up another point why this game is worth checking out. You've got this familiar sense of this Connect Four, these Connect games that a lot of people know and honestly love, but now you've brought it into this electronic AI space, made it super portable. Now it's also super family friendly, it's super accessible for a lot of folks, and it just ends up being an easy, portable, quick, family-friendly game. I don't know how else to describe it.
Now with that said, don't take our word for it. Check it out for yourself. We'll link it down below. You can see and learn more about this game in general. And if you have any questions around any of the gameplay aspects or anything we talked about today, feel free to hit those comments in the comments down below. Yeah,
and hopefully maybe I will be able to beat the master mode, but
ask Tyler in the comment. Has it happened yet? He's been playing nonstop.
Yeah, I get pretty fixated on this game.
Well, for our question of the day, if you had to brainstorm how a robot or an AI can support some of the administration aspects of other board games, what would those games be? How would they be helpful in your tabletop journey?
Yeah, we'd love to hear them. This is a great example of an AI integration, and we're excited to see if this leads to anything else.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you later.
Bye!